We've got this V Max 3954, and we must have ran a rock through it or something, and I'm not exactly sure what broke it, but this main shaft that goes down the whole side of the spreader, you can see from that picture there, broke right at the sprocket. So we're gonna have to pull the shielding off and try to get at what we need to here so we can get at that shaft and get at the bearings and stuff. So of course a couple of these little bolts that hold the shield on came loose, but then the other ones are spinning on the back side, and we're gonna have to cut them off. So got a little angle grinder here, and we're gonna zip them off quick. Okay, so we did get the old shaft off, and I broke the bearing housing getting everything off, trying to get the bearing off, but apparently I'm just too strong. So this is what it looks like. And then we did buy a new shaft, and it's right here. So I got one new bearing, new housing on. We got a lock there. We don't have it set yet until we get it set in place to see exactly where it needs to be. And this collar in order to get it loose, but I got it loose and we got it off, so we're gonna be able to reuse it. I got it on here, and we did get some new bearings to put on, so we're gonna start putting her back together. Got the shaft cleaned up and ready to go. Okay, so we got it started here. We obviously got a little ways to go. We got the bearing on. We got a lock for it. This bearing's good yet, so we're gonna reuse it, which I know is probably a no-no, but we're gonna do it anyway because we're poor. Then we got this sprocket on, and then we got to put another bearing right on the end, but we got to drive a little further. And we got some blocks set up here so that everything stays halfway true. This is a Meyer V Max 3954 manure spreader. So we've had it about a year and a half or so. We bought it used, and we use it for our daily haul mostly, except in the winter when things freeze down. It tends to freeze down a little bit worse than a box spreader does. I think that's mainly just because it's a little bit harder to get it completely cleaned out, and the manure builds up and kind of freezes the augers down a little bit easier. We always leave the tailgate open on it in the winter or in the spring, but it still tends to freeze down. So it actually broke maybe 2 months ago when we broke the shaft, and luckily we keep another manure spreader around so that in case we have trouble with one, we always use the other one. But this is our main manure spreader. It's quite a bit bigger. We use it to scrape up the freestall barn, scrape up around the bunk, and then clean out the milk barn where we just milk our cows. So it's a good spreader. You can kind of do up to semi-solid with it, but it's mostly liquid manure that we spread with it, and it does a pretty good job of spreading it out on the field, as long as you open the tailgate just a little bit when it's liquid. So we also use it for spreading chicken manure, which we buy and put on our rented ground. It does a real nice job of getting a good spread pattern. We spread at maybe 6 miles an hour or so when we're spreading chicken manure, because it's pretty strong stuff, and you want to get it emptied out fairly quickly so it's not putting too much stress on the augers and pushing against the tailgate. So anyway, it's been a pretty decent spreader until it broke the shaft, but we've got it fixed now, and we've used it actually for a couple weeks since this video was put together. Thanks a lot for watching. We got a new bearing in this one, and a new housing here with a new bearing and a lock collar, and a new bearing there. Now we're going to put the chain on. Next we're going to set the lock collars on the bearings. So we need a punch, we need a chisel, and a hammer. See how these go. First of all, you make sure that they're completely on the lock, or on the collar itself, and then you get in there